Greetings, my name is Sarishwar. I'm a third year mechanical engineering student, and today our group will be presenting on Petrol Rationalisation Plan, how we can affect Malaysia when it's implemented. For many years, petrol subsidies have helped Malaysians manage transportation costs. However, blanket subsidies place a heavy burden on the national budget and mainly benefit higher income groups who consume more fuel. Rising global oil prices and fuel smuggling have made the system unsustainable. At the same time, many Malaysians depend on private vehicles due to limited public transportation, making fuel prices changes are highly sensitive. Therefore, petrol rationalization is not just an economic issue, but it's also an ethical one involving fairness, public welfare, and sustainability.
Okay, my name is Nurzalika, and this is my part. Conflict from petrol rationalisation in Malaysia. The first one is government versus public cost. Petrol rationalisation help reduce government spending on subsidies, but it increased fuel cost for the public. As a result, worker, family, and small business are directly affected. Second one is economic stability versus inflation. Although the policy aimed to strengthen the economic stability, higher petrol price increased transportation costs. This causes price of goods and service to rise, which reduce household purchasing power. The third one is fair subsidy versus public perception. Subsidies are targeted mainly at B40 group to ensure the fairness. However, many M40 households feel excluded despite facing high living costs. Okay, the second slide is factor contributing to petrol subsidies conflict in Malaysia. The first factor is high government spending on subsidies. The government spend billions of ringgit each year on blanket petrol subsidies, which benefit all income groups including high-income earners. This put a heavy pressure on the national budget, making subsidy reduction politically sensitive. The second factor is smuggling and cross-border leakage. Cheap petrol price encourage fuel smuggling to neighboring countries, causing losses in government revenue. This situation increased the urgency for subsidies reform. The third one is inequality in subsidy benefits. Higher income group generally use more petrol, allowing the T20 group to benefit more than B40. As a result, the subsidy system is viewed as unfair.
Petrol subsidy rationalisation in Malaysia, while economically driven, raises several important concerns. Ethically, the main issue is fairness. Middle-income groups may not qualify for assistance but still face higher living costs. Errors in eligibility, lack of transparency, and risk of corruption can reduce public trust and create perceptions of injustice. In terms of safety, stricter controls may lead to black markets if enforcement is weak. Illegal fuel trading increases risks such as safe storage, fire hazards, and danger to enforcement officers. Higher fuel prices may also cause some drivers to delay vehicle maintenance, increasing road safety risks. From a health perspective, higher transport costs can limit access to healthcare, increase financial stress, and worsen mental well-being. Continued use of older, more polluting vehicles may also degrade air quality and harm vulnerable groups. At the community level, rising fuel prices increases the cost of living, especially in rural and suburban areas. Some businesses and informal workers face higher operating costs, which can weaken local economies and create social tension. Environmentally, without proper alternatives, higher fuel prices may burden consumers without significantly reducing pollution or emission.
My name is Ahmad Fidel, so this is my part. Proposed solution. Now, let's look at how we can minimize the negative impact of this plan. We have four main solutions. First, we need smarter targeted aid. We should move away from rigid income lines and use a system that looks at a person's actual cost of living and family size so the M40 group isn't unfairly left out. Second, we must use the technology to stop fuel smuggling. By using systems like markup verification at the pump, we can ensure subsidized fuel only goes to eligible Malaysians. We stop illegal leakage across border. Third, we need to fix public transport first. people rely on car because they have no other choice. The government must reinvest subsidy saving into a better bus and train routes, especially in suburban area, before fully removing subsidies. And lastly, implement the change slowly. A gradual phased approach gives families and small business time to adjust their budget and prevent a sudden spike in the price of food and goods. Lesson and reflection. Through the case study, we have learned 4 critical lessons about engineering and policy ethics. Lesson 1. Economic goals must balance with the social welfare. We cannot just look at the national budget. We must ensure that the most vulnerable people are protected from sudden financial shock. And lesson 2. Infrastructure must be ready. A policy change will fail if the green alternative like public transport or EVs are not accessible or affordable for the average person yet. Lesson 3. Fairness is about equity, not just equality. While giving everyone the same price, same equal, is actually help the rich more. However, we must be careful that our targeted system don't accidentally create a new unfairness for the middle class. And lastly, ethics is at the heart of engineering. We have realized that the managing resource like petrol isn't just a technical task. It involves public safety, community health, and the well-being of future generations.
Alright, so in conclusion, petrol rationalization is necessary to ensure Malaysia's long-term economic sustainability and fairer subsidy distribution. However, it also increases living costs and raises concern about social justice, public trust, and community well-being. This shows that policy must be implemented carefully and ethically. With effective targeted assistance, improved public transport, and transparent communication, the negative impacts can be reduced. From an engineering ethics perspective, this case highlights the importance of decisions that prioritize public welfare, sustainability, and responsibility. Thank you.